Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. Today, I thought as we're going into 2025, I would share with you some of the healthy habits that I used to have that once I stopped doing them, I actually got healthier. So let's get into it. My name is Cynthia Williams. I am an integrative nutrition practitioner. I specialize in working with women over the age of 35, helping them understand these hormonal shifts and balances and all this stuff that's coming our way. And, you know, it's like it hits us one day, like the stuff we did in our 20s is no longer working for us. And what do we need to do? So I help women understand that, understand the physiological changes that are coming, and then what they can do to make this period of their life the best that it can be, which is what I'm coming to with today. And some of this shifted from things that I did in my 20s and early 30s that probably really didn't work then, but really don't work now. So we're going to talk about those. First up is protein bars. So we hear about protein, right? We've got to eat our protein, especially women over the age of 40, right? You've got to eat protein because you've got to preserve that muscle mass and then have any luck at building new mass, right? We have to have that nutrition stimulus for muscle protein synthesis. So I used to rely on protein bars so much. I would do them like post-workout or anytime. I just would think I was just getting my protein. You know, I just was getting protein, and no matter how I got it, right, anything was good. So protein bars must be great. And they're not. Protein bars are heavily processed. They are full of fillers and junk and a lot of stuff that typically upsets your stomach and makes you gassy and bloated. And they're just glorified candy bars. So I stopped protein bars a couple of years ago, and I'm telling you, it made a huge difference in my gut, but also in my response to the gym, things I was getting in the gym. I changed my post-workout, which used to be a protein bar. I changed that to whole foods. So now I typically work out real early in the mornings. So my typical post-workout meal is a Greek yogurt, some sprouted oats, 2 hard-boiled eggs, and I'm around 51 grams of protein with whole food, and my body loves it. So protein, now don't get me wrong, I will have a protein bar here and there, especially I take them if I travel. They're a great staple to throw in your bag when you're at the airport. It's a better option than eating a lot of the junk that's at the airport, or if you get in a tough spot where you're hungry and there's nothing to eat and you don't want to eat fast food and it's going to be a while before you can get home, protein bar would be great then. But as an everyday staple in your diet to help you hit your protein, highly recommend eliminating those and really working on your knowledge of whole foods and how you can hit protein eating those whole foods. All right, the second thing is I stopped trying to make unhealthy things healthy. So Instagram, and I'm sure TikTok, I am not on TikTok, but Instagram and YouTube are full of these influencers who are trying to make unhealthy desserts healthy. And I used to be a victim of that as well. And one, I will tell you, they never turned out good. They never tasted good. But two, it never satisfied the urge, right? Or you would end up eating more of it because you think it's healthier. And then the amount that you've eaten by the time it's all said and done, you could have just eaten the real thing, a real chocolate chip cookie, a real piece of a brownie or apple pie or ice cream, whatever it is that you were craving and trying to make a substitute for, just have it. That's the mindset I've gotten in, and I've been that way for a few years now. And I'm telling you, it makes a big difference because when I just have the real thing, I don't know, there's more thought going into it. Like, do I really want that? Am I really craving that? If I do, absolutely go have it. That's what I tell my clients. Like, if you're having that craving, have it, because until you satisfy that, it's just going to make that craving worse and worse. And you're going to keep trying to satisfy it with things that don't satisfy it, consuming more calories, being unfulfilled, when you should just have it. I stopped trying to make unhealthy desserts healthy. It just doesn't work. And on top of that, not to mention a lot of the stuff that you're using to make it healthy, it's really hard on the gut. It's processed, heavily processed items. So it's really like, are you really making it healthier? I don't know. Number 3 is work-life balance. So this is another big thing that is all over social medias and the internet, is having this work-life balance. And it is so much easier said than done. And I used to put a lot of pressure on myself to have that. And what I've come to realize is I'm not going to have that. There are periods in my life where work has to be a priority. I am an entrepreneur. I run my own company. If I don't do something, I don't have a colleague or a coworker or somebody that is going to pick up my slack. If I don't do it, it doesn't get done. So there are periods where I have to put my head down and work has to be the priority. But there are also periods that I make where work does take the back seat and my family comes first, or me doing some kind of recovery or something like that because I'm burnt out. But there's never just this beautiful balance of work life and family life, social life. It just doesn't happen. So what I've done is take that pressure off of myself of feeling like I have to have that. And when whatever period I'm in, I focus on that. I'm really good at that. And then I put it to the side and I move to the next one. And this may work for some of you. It may not. Just making that like super quality time. Really, I put the phone down, this is my time with you. I separate them. So I guess that's maybe what I should say. I'm really good at separating them, but balancing them, not so much. And putting the pressure on myself to balance them, not so much anymore. I'm just going to be really good at whatever I'm in when I'm in it. Supplements is next. So I used to be just really caught up in supplements and a lot of supplements. And there is a time and a place for supplement protocols. A lot of the clients that I work with, especially ones that are severely estrogen dominant or have Hashimoto's or some other kind of thyroid dysfunction or some other hormonal imbalance, there is a time and a place to run a heavy supplement protocol to assist in the lifestyle factors that you're trying to change and get them feeling better quicker. But in general speaking, day to day, do I need as many supplements as what I used to be taking a few years ago? I don't think so. I used to think I needed all these supplements to make me healthy, to make me optimal, to help me live the longest, healthiest life. And so I would take a ton of supplements. Everything. And when I slowly started backing off of them. Honestly, it was a financial thing early last year because I invested big time into my company and I was shucking out a good amount of money every month. So I was cutting out a few things here and there to help with that. And so I started with some supplements and I didn't notice any change, no difference. And I was like, okay, because I control so much with, my workouts, my activity level, my sleep, my hydration, my stress management. I do so much work in those types of things. They were giving me more bang for my buck than what I had attributed them for. And so I've really backed off of supplements. Right now I do my essential amino acids pre-workout. I do take collagen and I take digestive enzymes every once in a while, especially just coming off the holidays. I needed them a little bit there. And that's about it. That's all I'm taking right now. I am really working on whole food, quality food intake, and then doing lifestyle factors to help with the other areas that I would like to see improvement. Next is small meals throughout the day. So this is ideal for some people, especially those that have blood sugar regulation issues. Should you be eating every 3 to 4 hours throughout the day? Ideal breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then maybe a nighttime snack to help balance those blood sugars, to prevent crashes, to prevent you from getting hangry. Yes, absolutely. But over the years for me, that just did not prove to work for me because of my work schedule. And I've basically gotten to where I eat 3 square, well-rounded big meals a day. And this works for me. I stay full. It helps me hit my results or my goals that I'm working towards. and I just feel good. My energy's good throughout the day. I don't have crashes. My digestion is normal and regular. That is what works for me. So I know it's and I'm not saying not to do it, because I do have clients that I recommend eating every 3 to 4 hours. I think it depends on you and what you have going on. But for me, who is pretty high muscle mass, pretty lean, works out regularly, stays hydrated, gets good sleep, the 3 squares, and I'm eating high calorie meals at each of these meals, but they are high in protein, high in fiber, good source of fats, great source of carbohydrate, type meals that keep me full. And then I also eat a very early dinner, typically around 6 p.m., and then I don't eat again until after my workout in the morning. But I do work out at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I have a 12-hour window, 12 to 14-hour window each day where I don't eat, which again is ideal. We want a little bit of a period without eating to allow digestion to fully take place, to allow your body to repair and recoup. And then you also don't want to eat about 2 hours before bed if it's possible, because that can affect your sleep if your body is breaking down food and digesting food, and it doesn't let you have as good a quality sleep. Your resting heart rate might drop a little bit, body temperature might elevate. Last on my healthy habits that I no longer do and got healthier is cardio. I backed way the F off of cardio, and I leaned out like a mother when I did. I have been in this wellness industry for well over 20 years. I have taught spin and other group fitness classes for years at the Y, at independent studios, at some big chain brand gyms, here in Louisville. And most all of those are cardio based classes. And I would teach 10 classes a week. The more classes I could teach, the more workouts. That just had to be better, right? Absolutely not. I was constantly inflamed, constantly had joint pain, was fluffy, was nowhere as lean as I am now, had cortisol face because my hormones were so out of whack. I was so puffy and swollen in the face. And, and I just kept thinking more cardio, more activity. And that was the wrong and worst thing. And when I backed off of cardio and prioritized traditional strength training, my body changed like no other. I have never been this lean. I'm 46 years old and have never been this lean in my entire life. I have more muscle tissue than I've ever had. And I was an athlete all through high school until I blew my first ACL, side note. But anyways, I've always been an athlete. I've always, been sports oriented, out doing things all the time. And even then was not as lean and strong as I am at the age of 46. I still do cardio, don't get me wrong, but I changed it. I went from doing cardio 5 days a week to 2 days a week. You do got to do some cardio for cardiovascular and respiratory health, absolutely. And as a woman in her 40s going into peri and postmenopause, you have to do sprint training. I have a whole video on that as well. Bread and butter workout for women 40 and over. I mean, it should be for any woman, but especially over the age of 40, should be traditional strength training, not your boot camp classes, not Pilates, not yoga, not, whatever other kind of funky classes you got out there. Strength training, traditional strength training. Get comfortable in the gym, learn proper technique, learn how to lift, fall in love with lifting, and you will fall in love with you, the strength you have, the changes that it gives you, the flexibility that it gives you with eating and holidays and vacations, and just the gift that it brings to you, the freedom that strength training actually as a woman brings to you seriously, in lifting this dieting, constantly worrying about weight gain bullshit that you have on the back of your shoulders when you incorporate traditional strength training with a proper nutrition diet. Those are my healthy habits that I no longer do participate in. And as I've said, have been game changers for me. I am healthier on the other side of it, eliminating those healthy habits. And it's worked so well. And I hope that you take some of this and you apply some of this into your day to day, because it can be game changers. And if you're tired of being tired, then just make some changes. So thank you for being here. I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.